All right, everybody, welcome back to the Internet Nobodies podcast. I am your host, Freddie, and we're rolling on with the Cartoon Network Adult Swim talk going into Toonami today. And before we start, let's see who we have with us.
Hey, it's me, Pete, and it's time to reboot.
Hi, I'm Dale, and nothing can stop the Ctarl Ctarl Empire.
Hi, I'm Ctarl, and you're going to carry that weight.
I'm Freddie, and a boy has the right to dream. And this is the Internet Nobodies podcast. All right, so yeah, like I said, we're talking about Toonami today, one of our, I guess, favorite things ever.
Let's
You may
fucking
have noticed on the
go.
last episode.
Let's fucking go. I can go on this one all night.
We can go on this one for all week. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
We're off tomorrow. Holiday's a thing. We could probably
Let's
just keep this
go.
thing going.
Wait, tomorrow's a holiday?
Yeah,
Tomorrow's
Yeah.
Veterans Day.
Oh.
yesterday was Veterans Day.
Huh.
Good job dating the podcast, Terrell.
Yeah.
Look, man, it's not my fault I work construction, so the days just blur together because we don't get most holidays. I'm sorry.
Man, this motherfucker's
You know
been
what?
working in construction for like a week, and already he's blaming it for everything. And
Yes, I am.
so Toonami.
I've been
So
doing it for a year,
Toonami.
technically. Anyway.
Quite possibly the greatest thing to happen to, like, public television.
Yeah, and
Arguably
started
television,
Off,
period.
Oh, yeah.
started off as a replacement for a different television block on Cartoon Network. It was
And
hosted by Moltar from Space Ghost.
Hell
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Started in
Yeah,
I
1997.
won't forget that.
It featured such hit shows as Thundercats,
Yes.
The cartoon roulette.
Voltron, and The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. The cartoon
good.
roulette, of course, being Birdman and the Galaxy Trio, the Herculoids,
Oh, God.
Mytor, Shazam, and with an N.
With an N, not an M.
Not hit movies starring, oh fuck, what's his name?
Is that Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, not Shaquille O'Neal, the one that, oh god, the one that's not real.
Oh, Sinbad?
Yes, Sinbad. God, how could I not remember Sinbad?
Oh. Stand-up comedian Sinbad.
Also, Teen Force and The Impossibles.
I don't remember those last two.
And the 1940s
Yep.
Superman. Don't forget the 1940s Superman.
Oh, yes, sorry, that wasn't highlighted. Oh, and Space
Yeah.
Ghost, the TV series.
Yes.
And that was
Yeah.
just the
Space
97
Ghost.
block. I think, like, honestly, my opinion, it was like the 98 and the 99 block that made it for me. Because I remember watching Sailor Moon ritualistically every single day.
Oh yeah, like that was a great show. Like that was like one of the first animes. Like it's not the first, but it's one of the first animes for me.
Because,
Yeah.
like, my vivid memory of Toonami has always been Reboot, Sailor Moon, Ronin Warriors, and DBZ, because DBZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I-
was surprised it took you that long to mention DBZ.
They're like, all right, let's be fair. Everybody knows DBZ. Everybody remembers the fact that it was on Toonami. Like, there's no way you
Oh, yeah.
can't say Toonami without people going, oh, DBZ.
Well, I mean that's where a lot of people first saw it. That's where I first saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same here.
It's very
Funny enough,
synonymous with the title.
I specifically remember the first Dragon Ball Z I ever saw, which was actually not an episode. It was the Tree of Might. It was the special they had one day where like dark version of Goku from outer space shows up, plants a big ass tree to suck the life force from the planet.
Oh yeah, the guy that looks like Goku, but he has nothing to do with the Goku.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
I can't even...
Like that
the fuck remembers
confused me
his
as a
name?
kid, and it still confuses me as an adult. But I loved it. I loved the fighting, and I was just like, "What is this?" And I was just like, and then I found out there was a TV series, and I was just like, well, I have to watch it.
The name is on, like, the tip of my tongue, and I'm mad that I actually have to look this up. Because...
Starts with a
What?
T, I think.
No, I don't... Maybe?
What?
Okay, so the
What?
only reason why I might remember the name, or it's like in the back of my head, is because they do mention the name in the TFS abridged version of that movie.
Yeah.
And I was just like, huh, that's weird. I don't think we have ever gotten a name for this dude.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think we
Turles.
did.
It was Turles.
Turles.
Oh, Turles.
Yep.
Yeah, but he wasn't. No, I'm pretty sure they didn't name him in the actual show. Did they?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
He was a shit villain. Who cares?
Yeah, he was quite garbage.
His name was like almost toilet or something.
Yeah.
Or how Southerners say turtle.
I was about to say how
Yeah,
a Southerner would
Turles.
say toilet. He's a turlet.
But yeah, also in 99 was when Toonami introduced its new host, Tom.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
the best host.
legend
Was that in
himself.
99? Why do I feel like that was in 98?
July 10th, 99.
Okay, thank you. I don't know why I felt that was like a year earlier than that.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I love those little like mini
the
like,
the
series
the
they
mini
had with him.
series or like
Oh,
the slime, the
Yeah.
glue that would attack him, and he like transformed.
you
And I was just like,
you know they still do
I was-
that.
do they?
Yeah. They just so funny story.
I don't have cable anymore, so I don't know.
I check every now and then because I know it's Toonami. I kind of expect these things. So yeah, they still continue doing like the in-universe stuff to like expand it all and whatnot. So like Tom has gone through, as far as I guess we can like actively remember, like maybe
Like
3
5
different bodies
transformations.
where he started
No,
off
he's gone through at
small,
least-
then he got medium, then he got his like I'm gonna say his adult form.
And then he got hot.
Um,
Well, no,
He's up
first
to
he was
Tom
small.
6 right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like gone through 5 transformations because he was small, then he got medium, then he got Buff Daddy, and then he went like cartoonish almost because he had an actual face you could see.
yes.
Which I hated that. Like that was the one that we thought was gonna be the final Tom because that was when Toonami was shut down. And he's like, and he said his final line from Cowboy Bebop, where he's just like, "Bang" at the
Yeah.
end of the,
Oh,
and I
God.
cried. Like
So
the thing is,
I know, I almost
as you
cried at
guys,
that, too.
as you guys know, I have not seen Cowboy Bebop because I'm a terrorist.
Yep.
Same.
Um,
But without the terrorist part.
I will sit in Discord with you
No.
guys and stream that shit.
don't get me wrong, I'll watch it. It's just I really need someone to push me to watch it.
Yeah.
I will
Here's the
bend arms,
But
man.
here's the thing. Like, the thing is, like, I know almost all about it because people tell me about it all the fucking time. So I knew what that reference was at the end. And even though I haven't seen that, I still appreciate him as a voice actor and I appreciate him as a host. And even though, like, you know what, if I had seen Cowboy Bebop, that probably would have made me cry when that happened.
Dude,
Yeah,
all right.
Also, it
Right.
wasn't,
So I know I
it wasn't
mentioned.
until Tom 2 that it was Steve Bloom.
Yeah, I mentioned this off podcast, but I have his autograph. I also found
too.
out the day that I was going to get his autograph that Toonami was canceled. So I was not only happy, but I was very destroyed on the inside.
Didn't we talk about
That's
it
why I
talked
said
about
last
it.
week?
Yeah, we talked about
No,
this
it was
I
on the
believe off
podcast.
podcast.
No, it was
Yeah.
on podcast.
It was on podcast?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just
Yeah, it was
bring this
on-
back up again.
Yeah. Because we did talk about how Toonami was pretty much on Adult Swim at times.
Oh,
too.
right, yeah.
And you did bring that up.
Yeah, very first
I-
game.
I
Yeah,
did-
alright. So if you
I did.
If you watch the other episode, you get the whole story. You can just summarize this. Very first convention, met the guy, nicest guy I've met. Got his autograph, was very destroyed, and he signed it bang from Spike Spiegel. So I was just
Oh.
like, I was even like more up in my own feels on that day.
And that's when you felt the bullet go through your heart, and you were just like, oh.
Yeah. Come to find out, I think that same day, because I didn't know he voiced Wolverine in one of the X-Men animated cartoons.
Yeah,
Wasn't it like the new?
It was like the early 2000 one, yeah.
yeah, I didn't care for his voice as Wolverine, honestly.
I didn't care either way.
I didn't know.
Like, he just kind of sounded like he rolled out of bed and was trying to keep that gruff-sounding voice you get when you just wake up.
Yeah.
But, like, what's his name? Scott McNeil. I'm pretty sure it was Scott McNeil who did the X-Men Evolution Wolverine. That was the good Wolverine.
That was a great series, though. Just like that was my favorite X-Men Evolution.
Yeah.
Favorite X-Men series ever.
So-
like, in my opinion.
But anyway, Toonami.
Yeah, so back on the whole Tom thing. Yeah, we're up to Tom 6. I'm looking at it right now. So they did like around like Tom 5, they did a thing where he essentially traded in the ship for a station. but he found like a bunch of other like Tom units and liberated them. It's the like in-universe stories are still like really good. They're extremely short, so you could just easily.
I'm assuming I
YouTube
can find
these.
them all on YouTube. Yeah,
You
right.
could easily YouTube all of these very quickly. But the ones that were the best were definitely the like Tom 1, 2, and 3 ones where they had a game.
Oh
with
yeah.
it. And the game
So is-
determined the
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause, like,
Tom
but-
2 had the MMORPG called Lockdown, I believe.
That was Tom 1.
Yeah, Lockdown was, I think, pretty much sure.
No, that was Tom 2.
No,
Tom
no,
1
Lockdown was
was
Tom.
the alien blob.
Lockdown was Tom 1 with the goop, because the thing with Lockdown is that took place over, I want to say, like fucking 3 or 4 weekends. I tried to play that so desperately when it came out, because like that was the one where it was just like this one kind of mattered, and I'm trying to do this.
I didn't have a computer,
also, that was-
so I...
Tom 1 was the Intruder. That was the event that transitioned from Tom 1 to Tom 2.
Yes.
Lockdown was the second one.
Oh, well then.
Oh, then I must have gone hard in the paint on both of those things, because I was like, every time they had one of those, I was on my computer as soon as I got home.
Yeah, Lockdown was the MMO. And then that was followed by Trapped in Hyperspace. And that is what ended with, I think another Tom showing up. Oh no, it was the AI defeats the computer virus.
Then there's a comic book.
That's weird.
You didn't know about that?
I didn't know that.
I
no.
did not know
What?
about
that.
Oh my
that.
god, yeah, no, there's a comic book that has like some. I forgot if this was the introduction of like Tom 4. Or like
Who
Tom
reads?
3.
Come on, let's be
There
honest.
was
here.
alright, so the comic book was like, man, I don't remember where it takes place in the lore, but it definitely is like when he gets his large body. Yeah, it wasn't Tom 4. I want to say it's Tom 3-5.
It was Buff Daddy Bod.
Yeah, it was definitely in the Buff Daddy bod, and there was a comic book where I think he had to fight like a junk dude or like a junker who had like a giant ship, and like the Absolution got dragged into it or some shit like that. I don't remember. I just know that this comic exists. There is a comic book somewhere out in the goddamn world of Toonami.
Oh, also, do you remember when Tom would review video games?
Yes.
That was always interesting. I'm like, what? What is
Yeah.
going on here? Why is this?
As much
Why
as,
is this robot telling me about video games?
As much as I
I mean,
remember
it,
that.
it had to have been a paid sponsorship.
Oh,
No
yeah.
doubt
Yeah,
about
oh
that.
yeah. No, but as much as I remember that, the thing I remember the most are all the inspirational messages.
Oh yeah. No, I was.
Yo,
gonna...
that and like the first time I ever saw an AMV was Toonami's AMV.
Right, they did do an AMV.
Yeah. What was that? That's that outer space one. It's like why am I here? And why do I have to do these? Like it was like people are unfortunately have to face hardships in Destiny to overcome and become great. It was like one of those kind of AMVs, and it was like it didn't really have like people singing. It was just a nice beat.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're talking about
Lot-
Interstellar. You're talking about Interstellar Quad 5, the Daft Punk album, aren't you? No?
No.
Okay.
He's talking about what I quoted in the beginning. It's that a boy has the right to dream, and he goes on a whole
Yeah.
thing about.
Oh,
different.
that one. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I remember that being an inspirational message, not a music video.
It's more
Like,
inspirational, but it did kind of have a music video vibe to it. But
No, that's technically an AMV. It's an anime music video. It's like they have music in the background, regardless of if they have the lines. A lot of AMVs today do.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, they'll have
No,
the
you're right.
actual
It's just that my
lines.
memory was just so like skewed.
Dude, you gotta go rewatch it.
Actually,
like,
speaking of
now.
music videos that they aired, they also featured the music video for Clint Eastwood by Gorillaz.
Yes.
nice.
And what was it? A Daft Punk song.
Yeah, Interstellar Quad 5. They did the whole
Yeah.
entire album on Toonami
They
at some
did-
point.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm looking at the name of Interstellar 5. Yeah, okay. 5555.
Yeah. Four fives or 5 5s or whatever.
Yeah, it's
55,
4-5. It's Quad
55.
5. It's Interstellar Quad 5.
55.
Because
55,
Five-
55.
five to the fourth
I remember
power.
watching. I remember this so vividly too, because the first time I caught that was when One More Time started playing. Then it goes from One More
Yes,
Time to
that's all.
Aerodynamic, and it was just such a weird like. It was so weird for like little young me to be watching that, because like that was my introduction to Daft Punk, and I fell in love with them instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's like a big introduction to Daft Punk for most people.
Yeah, that that music video is like burned in my mind.
It is Quad Five's music video is so long. Like just the album itself is like the entirety of a music video.
No, that's what
No,
it
that's
is.
what it is. The whole movie is just like
the whole movie is just their album animated. That's all it
It's
is.
so good. I wish more people did that because that was so cool.
Yeah. People don't have that kind of creativity anymore. It's all just processed out of a factory.
Yeah.
Thanks,
But
old man fucking Pete.
You're welcome. But we could talk about that
God.
another day. That's a more in-depth conversation that is required, but back to the Toonami stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, there was that. Now I'm
So
trying
what
to
was some
figure...
of the favorite? Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go into the favorites. I was like, I
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna
know.
say.
I don't know what I want to pull out though. Here's the issue: is because I grew up on Gundam Wing. I watched every Gundam show that showed up on Toonami. Not to date, but every one of them that showed up until it got canceled. Then there was Rurouni Kenshin, because that was also another favorite of mine.
That wasn't. See, Gundam Wing and Rurouni Kenshin, I could never get into.
Same.
Big O.
But
That's fine because
but that one took me a
supporting
while to
Rurouni
watch.
Kenshin now is bad.
I mean, you know what? The whole thing is like, I won't blame somebody who has been into it for liking it because you can't. How are you supposed to know?
Yeah.
What, Rurouni Kenshin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was joking. I mean, yeah, the fact that the creator's a pedophile is horrible, but like, I don't know.
No, that's
Like, the thing is, like,
okay,
it
didn't
this
show-
is all, this
it
is
didn't
all
come
now
up in the
news to
show.
me. I fucking did not.
What?
I'm still going to
You
like the
didn't
show
know?
because that show was bomb ass. But like
Like the show, I mean, to say that the show wasn't good because the creator is a pedophile is a lie, for sure. But it's sad when someone who makes something so great and inspirational turns out to be a fucking piece of shit.
God,
Yeah.
the show is so
Yeah.
good.
I don't
But
know, I
anyway.
just couldn't get into it. Like, and everyone's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, once you get through the first season, the second season is where it picks up." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't want to sit through a season of something
Yeah, no,
and
no.
waste my
Yeah,
time."
I can totally
always
understand
the
why
worst.
some people might not be into Rurouni Kenshin because it is an extremely slow setup.
Yeah.
So I will never like I can't front anybody on it. Again, a bunch of these shows I just watched after school all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So
Like,
like
I
Dot
remember
X
watching
Sign
it just
another
being
one.
like-
Dot X Sign, my first isekai.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's basically like baby's first isekai.
Like, I remember watching that, but I don't remember any episodes at all.
I rewatched like the first like 6 or 7 episodes recently. It's good, but boy, is it like a quiet, slow show.
It is. It really is. It's like there's a lot going on, and if you're not paying attention, you're not gonna really follow it.
It's like, hey kids, do you like existential dread?
I mean,
Do you want to just escape your abusive household by being trapped in an MMO forever? Oof, boy.
Hey kids, do you want a show that has like some extremely deep meaning to it here and there, and then that you learn that like maybe, just maybe, when the computers decide to develop AI minds of their own, you don't fucking piss them off.
Yeah, that too. Let's see what else we
Yu Yu
got.
Hakusho.
Oh, so good.
yes.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Like I first saw that when it was on Adult Swim, and I thought it was great, and then wasn't on Adult Swim anymore, and I was sad. But then when they came to Toonami, I mean, yes, it was obviously a watered down version because public television has to be more tame, but it's still great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that show is pretty gritty at times.
Yeah.
I mean, like one of the first villains he fights literally eats the souls of children.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
There's like just straight up a part where he just pulls a soul out of a child and eats it.
no. The soul leaves the child, goes into this ball, and he pulls the soul out of the ball to eat it.
It's still
Yeah.
pretty fucked up.
It really
Yeah,
is.
pretty fucked up.
It really is. It's so good.
And
I know some people probably didn't enjoy this series. I did just because I like high speed shit sometimes. IGPX, Immortal Grand Prix.
I never saw it.
It was
I
a
couldn't get into
decent
it.
watch. I like the idea of mecha racing and also fighting during the race. Like I am anything
Yeah.
mecha, I'm generally 100% behind.
Like, I know I've heard of it. I just never seen it. I don't think I was watching.
See,
Well, here's the thing with IGPX though, is that there's two forms of it.
Okay.
You have the one that has its own actual series. Now, the one that they showed before, the racing one, I don't know if I could ever find it again, because it was just like a pilot episode where it was actually them fighting. Like, it was like supposed to be like a combat thing. And then there was a game on Toonami.com where you could play like a turn-based like mech fighter or whatever. It was like, I don't want to say tactics, but it was like Fire Emblem. It was kind of like Fire Emblem in that sense.
Okay.
I gotta look it up, but it was just like, this was like before they did the full TV series.
See, I have an allergic reaction to racing, so I couldn't get into it.
Oh my god, yeah! If you just look up the Toonami IGPX pilot, that's what would come up, is like that old ass like, yeah.
They had to showcase what they could do with fights.
So, I want to bring up one of my most absolute favorite shows. Probably one of the first ones to show up in the lineup, aside from Tenchi. Is Outlaw Star,
Yes.
which Pete has never seen. Terrell, have you
Yep.
seen
It's
Outlaw
another-
Star?
Yes.
It's another show.
Yes.
I've not
I have
seen.
listened.
Pete, why do
I
you
have
hate
listened
space
to the
westerns
opening
so much?
and the ending.
It's not that
probably
I
at least
hate
15
it.
times.
I was never really interested in space stuff.
All right, so let me
So-
sell you on the show. So basically, you got Gene Starwind, lovable space outlaw. He's a
Okay.
pervert. He's a badass. He's a good shot.
Space Moroku with a gun. Got it.
Basically, also one of the most interesting things about Gene is that at the beginning, he's terrified of space.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
But he also wants to be a space outlaw.
inspirational.
Yeah, he actually has space sickness. Like, every time he gets on a ship, he gets, like, violently ill.
Oh,
And then you got Jim, his 11-year-old sidekick,
Something like
Who
that.
is-
okay.
who is the child of a master hacker. He's basically the analytics guy. Like, there's a part where Gene's fighting a dude, and he's like, and Jim's got out like a little, basically a tablet, and he's like, "Oh shit, Gene, he's a cyborg! Quick, punch him in the opposite of where the heart should be. That'll kill him." And then you got Melfina, a bio-android who can interface with ships, and it's basically about the three of them on a trip, or basically on a mission to find this place called the Galactic Ley Line, which has all the answers to everything in the universe forever.
So the answer is obviously 42.
Sure. But
answer
more
is
interesting.
bad.
That's usually one of my jokes, but okay.
but yeah, also along the way they pick up Aisha Clan, a I don't even know how you describe her, a beast woman.
She is a Catwoman.
Ooh.
Let's just
Yeah.
real quick. Let's just dumb it. Let's
Oh.
just extremely dumb this down.
Hold up.
She is a
Hold
cat.
She
up.
is a
You
cat.
said the magic words for Pete.
Yeah.
She is a cat
Hold
girl,
up.
but she's also described as being a wolf at times.
Oh,
Yeah. Pete, you'll get your insert thing girl here fantasy with this one to a degree.
Yeah, someone else talk about the show while I find a picture to link to the
Okay, so yeah, you have Aisha Clan from the Ctarl Clan.
Ctarl Empire.
Sorry. And then you also have the badass space bounty hunter who fights people with a fucking
yes.
wooden sword. What was her name?
Suzuka.
Suzuka?
yes.
Okay, I don't know why I was about to say Mayfawn. I was gonna be extremely wrong. Oh,
That's Cowboy Bebop, isn't it?
Mayfawn? No, Mayfawn.
Wait, Mayfawn?
There is a
No.
character in Outlaw Star named Mayfawn.
Okay, I thought so.
So they're based. So to kind of give like a very quick summary, and this is gonna be a very bad summary too at the same time, because A, it's been a while since I last watched it, and B, a lot of shit happens, man. Like it's not all over the place, but like there's a lot. So Gene and Jim are like just fucking get like a random job from like this big name chick, Hot Ice Hilda. And she's looking for a fucking ship. So they find this ship, and this ship is apparently something special, where it's a grappler ship. Now, quick thing, grappler ships are ships that have arms that you can use to like operate like space axes and shit like that.
I gotta stop. I'm sorry to stop you for a sec, but Dale just sent me this photo, and I gotta say, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate
She's the best.
this. I appreciate this a lot.
So they.
But yeah, so basically grappler ships are ships with arms that can do, like, space wrestling,
Yeah.
essentially.
yeah.
giant outer space rock'em sock'em robots.
Basically, and you can
Essentially.
equip them with like handguns and axes and shit like that. But
Yeah, it's incredible.
yeah, it's great. And then they race with these things too. So like you get like these cool space races. So like this whole entire thing is about finding the galactic ley line, and the biggest key to it apparently is Melfina and the ship.
Yeah, the ship is super important. It was stolen from no joke, like pirates who use like Chinese mysticism.
I'm looking up right now.
Are they space wizards?
Basically.
Essentially, they're space wizards.
Is it the K Pirate? Yeah, it's the K Pirate group.
Yes, the K Pirates.
The K Pirates are a group of Chinese space pirates, and they use Tao magic.
Because
they use Tao magic.
Because the secret to space travel appeared in China. There's this super powerful material called Dragonite that landed in China.
The Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh god
No.
damn it!
Yes.
I did not realize that until today.
But yeah. So Hot Ice Hilda is like, yo, you gotta find the galactic ley line, and she made Jean care about space again, and then she blew herself up to kill a child
No.
who's also
More
using Tao
importantly,
magic.
they banged.
What? What?
Dude, she blew
They
her
banged
up in
She banged the
stealth.
child and then
No,
blew
no,
it
no,
up?
no, no.
No, she-
Jean and Hilda banged, but like Hilda's also a very like top tier badass. In my books.
Oh yeah, they did.
Okay, you guys one at a time.
All right, so
I'm
there's
still
a part.
on I'm still on the
Okay, so shut up.
miscommunication.
So basically, shut the fuck up. So there's this like 8-year-old girl using Tao magic in space, and she's about to like stop the main characters, and Hot Eyes Hilda's like, no way. So she grabs onto the little girl and detonates an explosive in her teeth and just takes out both of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's a badass.
And that's like the second episode.
That's a lot happening for just 2 episodes.
Sadly, the one problem with Outlaw Star is that the pacing is all in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it just kind of is like
Drags on.
there's straight up an episode where it's just like, man, what do we do? And then they're like, well, we're low on money, so let's all take jobs throughout the city to earn some cash.
Yeah, there was a solid filler episode.
Although that's a great episode because that's the one with the psychic cactus that takes over Jim's mind.
Right.
And Melfina beats it to death as it's begging for its life, and it's just like, wow, this is
So the thing with Outlaw Star, and this is points in its favor in my book at the very least, is sure, yeah, all the pacing is at like the front of the series, like the first like 3 episodes, I'm gonna say, but I think because of that, you get some great character development moments over the course of the anime, and like the closer it gets to the end, the more it starts bringing everything back to like, you know, Galactic Ley Line, here's this, here's that, and you know his antagonist. It starts strong, then it drags out a little bit, and then it finishes kind of strong.
basically it's bookended by 2 incredibly important events. The first one is Jean and Jim meeting Hot Ice Hilda and Melfina, and then the plot picks up again when the Anten 7 get involved.
Yes.
Which are a group of assassins, a group of Tau assassins, who include a werewolf, a girl who uses cats to pilot spaceships, a shapeshifter, and like an assassin who is undefeated, along with a couple other people. Oh, a woman who has defeated tons of people using her sex appeal alone.
Huh.
Who, by the way, goes out so easily. Like, Jean literally just shoots her with a black hole bullet.
Okay, I'm just gonna pretend I know what that is.
It's literally, he has a gun called a caster, which basically shoots magic bullets. And he shoots a bullet at her, and it creates a black hole, and it sucks her into it, and she is never mentioned again.
Damn.
It's actually pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kind of sounds it.
But yeah, there's some great episodes, like the episode where
I just learned something interesting.
Jean and Aisha join a all-female fighting tournament to prove who the strongest woman in the galaxy is. And the thing is that Jean has to cross-dress and enter, and Aisha has to take out another wrestler and don her costume because the Ctarl Ctarl are not welcome. Because I think it was like something like a few years ago, a Ctarl Ctarl entered the tournament and got so excited by the fighting that she transformed, because God, I hate saying
Ctarl
that.
Ctarl.
Ctarl can transform into like huge beasts.
Oh.
And yeah, she turned into like a huge beast, killed 8 people, and injured like 2,537 others.
That's a very specific number. Is that what it is?
That's not specifically the number, but that's basically the guy who tells Aisha that she can't enter. That's what he says.
Oh.
He says, and there were so many others injured that we lost count.
Oh my god.
So
I mean,
yeah,
I could understand why then, like, at that point, like...
So
it's
she
probably
beats
less
up-
racist and more, we can't risk
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because they're incredibly powerful. But yeah, Outlaw Star is a great series. Also has absolute heartbreak in it, like the episode where Jim kills a girl that he loves on accident and doesn't even know it.
Oh, this is the thing you were telling me about before,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? You know, I mean, you want to tell that for the listeners? I don't care.
Nah, because it's pretty
Oh.
late in the series.
Okay.
But yeah.
So about
It's the most heartbreak. Also, there's a Hot Springs episode.
yes, there is.
Yes, there
and
is.
the funny thing about that episode, so I was watching on Hulu. Every episode, the first 22 episodes, PG. Episode 23, the Hot Springs episode, MA. and then the last, because you actually just straight up see Aisha's tits, like nipples and everything,
Right.
What?
and you also see a bunch of women's nipples through their bikinis. And,
Man, the
yeah.
90s were interesting.
And then the last 2 episodes are TV-14 because they're fucked up.
But, so I just learned
Well
something
then.
interesting. Apparently there's a spin-off of Outlaw Star called Angel
Oh, yeah.
Wings.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, I didn't really look into it. Also, I want to bring up one last thing. So the voice actress for Aisha Clan, she ended up becoming a member of Canadian Parliament.
Wow.
Whoa, what-
Good
what-
for
what?
her.
She was just working her way through college, apparently.
She was an actual live action actress. She did some voice acting, and then she got really into politics.
That's weird.
But all I can imagine is this woman in Canadian Parliament shouting about the Ctarl Ctarl Empire.
Well, what if she's actually part of that, and now she's gonna build it in Canada?
Whoa, wait, she was also in X-Men?
Apparently.
Yeah, she was Rogue. She was Rogue.
Imagine,
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
wow! Imagine going to like Canadian Parliament for like a meeting, like, and then she just like comes across another person in Parliament who's just a nerd, and he's just like, "By the way, can I have your autograph?"
That'd be incredible.
Yes,
So,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
Okay,
show
that would
you
probably
can.
be me. Where it's just like, oh my god, you were Rogue.
Yes, right.
You were a role in Mega Man NT Warrior? Are you kidding me? Lady, I would want your autograph.
Oh yeah, she's a pretty good voice actress.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's enough about Outlaw Star.
So I want to talk about like a show that I absolutely loved when I was a kid, and when I went back to it was kind of cringed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
It's Reboot.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like Reboot was like at the time, like this was before you Jimmy Neutrons and such, because it was just like, oh my god, like if you look at it, it's just the computer graphics, the CGI is just horrible. But at the time it was cool. It's like, oh man, this is just like watching a video game.
No show is ever going to surpass this graphics.
Cut to
It
like
was,
about 2 or 3 years
but
later.
not only that, it was a part of a computer world
Cut to like
that
3 weeks
where
later.
that just like is just like where they fight in video games for the sake of their city. And oh my god, I tried not long ago. It's funny that we're talking about this because not long ago I tried going back to watch it, and I was just like, I can't
It did
watch
not
this.
age well. In
No.
It looks so
so
bad.
in defense,
No,
Reboot is a good show. In defense of Reboot, it is a good show.
Oh no, it's wonderfully written.
There's
If they remake that with like better graphics, I would watch the
Oh.
shit.
It has some amazing character
okay, so I'm
development.
gonna get to that in a hot second.
Oh, is there something I
yeah,
don't
there
know?
might be something
Probably.
you don't know. I do.
Uh-huh.
So, well, I'll get there. Anyway, so Reboot, wonderfully written, great show. It just did not age well. So, like, if anybody goes back to watch it, yeah, it's gonna be rough because, like, visually, it's gonna be like, eh. especially when you with the updated screens and monitors we have now.
Oh,
where
yeah.
the refresh rate and we can watch things at a quicker frame rate.
It's gonna look like someone tried to make it on it's like Michelangelo using Microsoft
Yeah,
Paint.
so
Just find a way to watch it at a resolution that's like the size of a Post-it note. It'll look amazing.
yeah. Like Reboot's probably a show where I would be like, if you want to watch this, I'm going to have to recommend that you watch it on like a CCTV or something like that. Like
Watch it on a TV that can give you eye cancer.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So like, but it is a good show. Now on to the very swift bad news. They did do a reboot. Oh, that
They
felt
rebooted
so
Reboot?
weird.
They rebooted Reboot.
Yes,
How
they-
long ago was this?
Hold up.
Last
I'm gonna
year, 2
double
years
check.
ago?
Yeah, like a few years ago.
Yeah, I think it's very recent.
Very recent.
They did do a reboot of Reboot, and it's called Reboot: The Guardian Code, and it's a 2018.
Oh, is this that live action
Yes.
bullshit?
Yeah.
No, that's not. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna watch that. First off, second
No.
off, I'm talking about a remake, not a
Okay.
reboot of a reboot.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I want a remake.
If you
of
want a
Reboot.
remake, I'm all for that. But a reboot of Reboot, let's not talk about the reboot of Reboot.
Wait,
we're not gonna reboot.
Wait, so that show actually came out because I remember hearing about it on the Super Best Friends
Oh, it's
podcast.
20
'Cause
episodes.
They were talking about
It's
it.
20 episodes.
Oh Jesus!
20 episodes, 2 seasons.
Because
Yeah,
I
it's a
remember,
thing.
I remember the casting call for voice actors or no live action actors was like, we need someone to play your classic opinionated alt chick, and that was like actually in the advertisement.
That sounds about right. They do very, very basic, usually like character summaries in
Cookie cutter characters.
Yeah.
Go.
when
Yeah.
they're doing like the notes for characters. It's very, very summarized.
But yeah,
it's
so
just
I'm just gonna read the plot.
We
real-
need an Eastern European person played by a white person.
Lord. So I'm gonna read the plot real quick for those that didn't know. It's just so we're all on the same page of how weird this reboot really was. 4 teenage gamers who are members of an online game's highest scoring team meet in person on their first day at Alan Turing High School. Oh man, they even brought in the Turing test. Their enrollment was arranged by Vera, an artificial intelligence who has recruited the team as Guardians to physically enter and protect cyberspace. Early in the series, Vera is given a human body and locked out of cyberspace, so she enrolls as an exchange student. The Guardians battle the Sorcerer, a human hacker. Darkcode is the Sorcerer's primary weapon against the world's computer systems. After his initial run-in with the Guardians, the Sorcerer reactivates the computer virus named Megabyte. Oh dear God, why am I reading this? The main antagonist
Yeah,
of the
why are you
original
reading
reboot
this is all your own
to
doing.
help him from inside cyberspace. I'm like, the more and more I read this, the more and more I'm reacting to the plot of wait, what? Wait, why? How do?
It's lots of cringe, lots of what? Huh?
I'm
Who?
pretty sure Alan Turing is a reference to the Turing test. It is. It is 100% a reference to the Turing test.
So, I wanted to bring up 2 shows that came out in 2004 that were very important.
Hold on. Let me guess.
The best show to ever reference Jersey ever.
The only good show to reference Jersey.
Megas.
Uh-huh.
And how many did you say? 2?
2.
Megas. And...
Actually,
I was gonna say it
there
should
are
be
3 that are important.
This should be.
You're right. I didn't see the third one because I was so distracted by the first 2.
Dragon Ball GT. I don't know.
That was
not
03.
2004. No.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah. No. Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh my God! What? I forgot that was
that was
on there.
2004, and that was on Toonami.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so it's Jackie Chan Adventures.
Adventures was from WB.
Yeah, that was later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did
By
notice there was a crossover of Toonami on Kids WB,
Yes.
but it was critically panned because they literally just took the name Toonami and slapped it on there and showed Scooby-Doo, like some R.L. Stein live-action show, and something else.
Nothing.
But yeah,
important.
but also Megas XLR, of course, and Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
Oh my God! Teen Titans is such a fucking great show. Is it true that they're coming out with a final season, a real final
Wait,
season?
what?
I heard that rumor.
I
don't know.
heard that they're planning to make an actual final season.
I would love to
the one
see.
that was supposed to like wrap up Terra's.
I would love to see like Teen Titans get a Samurai Jack treatment.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Because Samurai Jack, when they came back with that, it was tasteful. Like, they weren't like, oh, we're on Adult Swim, let's go nuts. They're like, no, they were tasteful with their, like, adult, like, situation, I feel
Yeah.
Like, they didn't overdo, like, blood and guts or anything. But they definitely did have blood, which they never had before. Because, killing robots, you can do that as much as you want, as long as it's not blood. It's just oil, kids.
As long
Don't
as
worry
the blood
about it.
isn't red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pink blood.
Because,
But yeah, Megas XLR,
Oh,
best robot show ever.
Now, I'm
it's up there.
gonna tag on one from the 04 lineup because I liked. Oh, I'm gonna tag on two. Only one of these.
Duel Masters.
Okay, yes, Duel Masters, but only because
I was joking.
it was a card game anime that made fun of itself.
I actually
Okay.
didn't watch that on Toonami.
Yeah.
Before they had that on Toonami, they had Duel Masters at like 6 o'clock in
On
the
WB.
morning. Oh, no, on weekdays, Cartoon
Oh,
Network.
really? Then
Yeah, the thing is, like, when I was a kid, like, I hated having to go to school and be groggy, so I would wake up like an hour before I had to leave, eat breakfast, and like do stuff. So I would wake up before school, and I would just have the TV running, and that's how I saw the entirety of Transformers, like the series, like Transformers Armada, Energon, and
those are actually some
Cybertron.
some decent ones too.
Like they were good. Like I watched literally every single episode that way from waking up at 6 in the morning. And also Duel Masters, also Zoids.
Yes.
But that's besides.
We'll get to
We can
Zoids.
talk
I'm
about-
I was
touch
gonna bring
up on
Zoids up in a minute.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad we were all
Yeah,
gonna
like,
kind of hit
So
Zoids.
all that I feel like a lot of this stuff that like Toonami picked up is just the successful runs of stuff that just happen to be on early in the
Yeah.
morning.
Which,
Yeah, more or
which
less.
they
a lot of those
needed.
early morning shows are like kind of test things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
They
are
test the-
people actually watching this at 6 in the morning? Maybe it's worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Duel Masters because it was a card game. It was like Yu-Gi-Oh, but it made fun of itself. It really did. The card game actually does make fun of itself sometimes.
Not only that, they like I feel like a young me at the time. Who was that long-haired girl? She was so fucking cute. What was her name?
Duel Master.
I'm gonna look it up
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
you look
No
it up.
idea.
Then
Never seen this
the
show.
other show.
Yeah, I haven't either. I regret bringing it up.
Okay, Mimi. Mimi from Duel Masters was adorable. Not only that, later in the series, when her hair turns white and she looks like an angel, I fucking almost had a heart attack as a child.
I feel like we're gonna wind up having like a at some point in time of like a anime
First
anime
crushes.
first
A waifu
crushes
episode?
or like a waifu.
I mean,
episode.
Oh my-
I mean, I'll say it. I had a huge crush on Aisha Clan Clan.
Yeah.
Rewatching it now, I'm like, wow, this fucking gremlin of a woman. I love her. I still love her, but goddamn, she has big gremlin
Yeah,
energy.
she does. So the other show I was gonna bring up, and this is because I remember as a kid I thought this show was kind of trippy, but it was still a fun watch. Rave Master.
Didn't see that
Yeah,
either.
Remaster's pretty good.
Didn't see
I never
that.
actually saw it, but the episodes I did see that my cousin showed me, I was like, "Whoa, this shit's like real, like getting real."
Yeah,
deep.
it gets deep, but at the same time, like there's, I think I vividly remember the opening though because that was an it was a high energy opening. But yeah, like Rave Master and Rave Master and Duel Masters were like two really good shows in my book because like one was just like deep, interesting, had good action. The opening was hilarious.
It had master in the name, and you wanted to become a part
Maybe.
of that.
Oh, Duel Masters.
So
primarily
I want to be
because
a
of
master
the
of whatever we're talking about right now. Was this games? Fuck yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Was
Freddy's
this swords?
The
I'm
master
in.
You know what Freddy's the master of? Talking about Megas XLR. Take it away, Freddy.
Oh man,
shit,
Megas
yeah.
XLR. It was just so perfect of a show that like I don't know why it was canceled. Like I don't know why.
Oh, I know why. You want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell me because I'm not sure why it was actually canceled.
It wasn't actually because of low ratings. The thing is, back when Toonami was struggling,
Mm-hmm.
they had to claim certain shows as a loss in order. And the thing is, if you do that, you actually can get money back
Yeah.
from the government. And that, I forgot what other ones, but I know Megas was definitely in there. And even though it technically wasn't a failure, they still got a significant amount of money back as a result by essentially
Writing it
claiming
off.
claiming bankruptcy on the
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
Even though they didn't need to. And this is why Megas will never come back under Cartoon Network or Toonami, because they labeled it as a failure and they can legally no longer ever make the series again. So the only way it can ever come back is if another, like, channel or
Channels,
somebody,
yeah.
like maybe Netflix or something, if they buy the rights from Cartoon Network, because
Oh, yeah, I found
they can legally never play
That's
that
so
show
sad.
Yeah, it was such a great
Yeah.
show.
I guess
Like-
that's why there's no like actual DVDs anywhere too.
Like,
'Cause
we
they
all
can't-
love
Nope,
giant
because
robots.
they can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the closest it's gotten to anything is a cameo in OK.
Yeah, I just learned about that.
Which I
Yeah,
need to
in
see that
the,
show. I really need
it's
to.
really
You
good.
you do.
Yeah, in the
heard-
crossover Nexus episode, Kiva has been turned to stone, and you can see her in the background of one scene.
Yeah.
Like, as a person from Jersey, Megas XLR was a great show because I got a lot of those jokes.
They sold you out, bro. They sold your state
That's
out.
fine.
Which, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Freddie, what is Megas XLR?
Megas
Oh
XLR.
yeah, we never really got into it.
Yeah,
did
no.
we?
Megas XLR is like a giant robot show. Basically, it was Kiva, right? Is her name? You said?
Yeah,
I
Kiva.
can't remember.
Kiva.
Yeah, she's from.
Somewhere in space.
Yes.
The year 3037.
Yes.
Sometime
It's been
in
so long, I
space.
can't remember. I can't remember much. I have like horrible.
She's from a galactic federation.
Yeah, and then somehow the robot gets on Earth, and then Coop finds it in a garbage dump.
Yeah, garbage
if I remember
dump, yep.
correctly.
Junkyard, yeah.
Yeah.
He finds it in Jersey. Yep.
yeah, he found it in
yeah.
Jersey.
he finds it in a junkyard known as Jersey.
I'm sorry, people. Well, let's be real. I'm from here. I rag on us all the time, guys. For anybody
Yeah, no,
listening
then
from
from there
Jersey.
he puts a was it a Barracuda or something like that on top of it, or
I don't remember the
it
type of
was-
car he puts on it. I want to say it's a
Oh, I don't
Barracuda.
either.
It's
but-
a classic. Oh yeah, a classic muscle car. Most likely a Plymouth Barracuda.
there we go.
Yeah.
I remembered that. And God, the voices too that they had like special guest stars. Let me see if I can.
Oh yeah, Kiva was played by Wendy Lee.
Mhm.
Jamie, his best friend, was Steve Bloom,
Yeah.
and Coop was David DeLuise, who I'm not familiar with, but
But fuck
But,
yeah.
I mean, they had
Fuck
like
yeah.
what's his name? Fucking Army of Darkness and Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
I'm pretty sure
Didn't
he
he
was
play
in
that? Wasn't he the guy that was like a giant head or something
Yeah.
in a robot suit
Yeah.
that just kind of looked like MODOK?
Yeah, no, that was him. I'm pretty sure they had like so many other voices I just can't remember. Then they had like so many just different parodies of different shows, and it was just such
Yeah,
like
I
this great.
Can't find a list
Yeah,
of voice
it's,
actors.
It's not anywhere. I can't find. There's probably one somewhere.
Yeah.
Although apparently, media-wise, the entire series is available on iTunes and Xbox.
Well then.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna
Dude.
go to that iTunes store link and
Yep.
see what happens.
Duly noted.
But,
For it, I'm like, oh man, Megas XLR was just so good. Like I'm actually like caught up on my feels right now because like for two
I
seasons
know.
they did a lot for 2 seasons. They did a lot for
It feels like
26
so much more than that.
episodes. Yeah, it feels like a lot more than that. Because like there was a story to it, but like they also like did a bunch of random things all the time. But it was so
Oh, yeah,
it's
also- it was
fun
basically
show.
Monster of the Week kind of show.
Yeah, it was so fun.
but
It
like,
was basically Kiva was training him to fight the aliens that are going to invade Earth eventually, but then she got caught up in Monster of the Week shenanigans.
yeah.
And not only that, I can like the. Let's go. I'm gonna quickly go over the fact that he uses a car for the cockpit, a literal car for the cockpit, And not only is it
Yeah.
a Plymouth Barracuda,
Why not, bro?
it is a decked out Plymouth Barracuda. There is a game controller in that thing. At some point, he pulls out a DDR pad and starts dancing in the car as it's like on the mech. It's insane.
I forgot about
how much
that.
work that this man did to fully customize not just a giant robot, but a car to work with the giant robot.
Yeah, it's game pads. It's just like random levers.
A
buttons,
giant red button that
and-
he headbangs.
Yes.
and
I forgot
and a
about
fucking and then an 8-ball for the stick shift.
Yep. I mean, that's just like, classic. You do that in general. You don't even need that for a giant
Well, like-
robot.
that. No.
And then like any good show, it ended at the worst
A
possible
fucking
point.
cliffhanger.
Where he ends up in the future where he's the villain, Kiva has betrayed humanity, and Jamie, his best friend, is the resistance leader against his evil tyrannical reign.
No, that was solved.
Was that? I thought that was the end of the
Yeah.
second season.
No,
Oh, because he teams up with the big bad, and they were like, "Okay, now back to fighting each
he
other."
ends up. What? No, because what ends up happening is he gets sent into the future and Megas is destroyed, and but the thing is that universe's Megas is still around because the future version of him got rid of it because he didn't want it anymore. So he ended up fixing that up and beating the shit out of his future self. That's how it ends.
It's been forever since I've actually seen it, so I can't remember. Like,
I mean, I haven't seen it in forever either, but that's what I remember.
yeah, but I have like a horrible memory of everything. Once I see a show and it's done, I don't remember it.
That's
Same.
fair. I have that happen, but the thing is, I saw that a lot.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I forgot that Megas had a
Oh, yeah,
fucking
it-
Power Rangers moment.
Yes.
Yeah, it ends with him escaping the evil coop. But yeah, that was the last episode, was him getting back to regular timeline.
Yep, and that
But
was
yeah,
the end.
no, like that is the reason why I find this show to be like the greatest show, like one of the greatest shows. I'm not gonna say the greatest, one of the greatest shows ever, is because it was such a fun show.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was like there was nothing. There's
It was
there's
so
a lot about it I could say was great, but the important thing is that the show had so much fun with itself.
Because it wasn't
Yeah.
the show about, like, the hero in a giant mech who saves the day all the time perfectly. It's about a big goofball who loves wrestling and video games, who ends up destroying half of Jersey every time he tries to save the day. I think one of my favorite episodes is the one where they're trying to get, like, the new flavor of Slurpee or whatever.
Yes.
And he keeps getting attacked by this giant
Yeah, I
reptilian
remember
monster. And he's just like, God damn it, what is with this thing? And every time he beats it, when it shows up again, it destroys the Slurpee machine. And at the end, he's just like, that's it. I'm fucking done with this. We're ending this right here, right now, because I can't get my Slurpee. And then Jamie's like, well, there's always the one in Hoboken. He's like, yeah, but that's Hoboken.
Well,
I know nothing about Hoboken, and that's all I think about whenever I hear
I
Hoboken.
love. Okay, so I'm gonna deviate real quick because that's not the only show to have actually cracked like shots at Jersey like this. Fucking Penguins of Madagascar. They will reference Hoboken randomly throughout their show.
That's
And
incredible.
they're like, we don't want to go to Hoboken. Why not? It's Hoboken or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, clearly from Jersey is like, someone from Jersey is on the know about like the fucking...
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
All right. I do want to bring up Zoids. Like we said, we wanted to bring that
New
up.
Century.
Oh yes.
Yes. I mean, Chaotic Century was okay. I didn't really care for it as much as New Century.
Yeah.
I only know the one that I watched, which is it was just the Zoids as far as I know, and had the robotic Tyrannosaurus Rex in it that I wanted. as a
Chaotic
kid.
Century.
Chaotic Century, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
then yes, I wanted that. Like I remember he found that like Robo T-Rex, and I was like, I want that. I remember like that was around the time I first got the internet. I was like, how do I get a robot Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Ask
It was one of the
Jeeves,
things I
how
tried to
do I
do.
get a robot T-Rex?
Holy shit. This man just said Ask Jeeves.
I mean,
I
Google
just-
wasn't really popular
I
back then.
just-
Google wasn't
I
really
just
a
had
thing,
a
yeah.
flashback to so many weird years.
I mean, I could have said Lycos.
I don't think I ever used that one.
Lycos was like the
Never
one with
used
the
it.
dog in the commercials. Like, Lycos, go fetch.
Oh, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. That's Boo.
I didn't make it. Don't look at me.
But yeah, no, New Century was definitely, yeah, it was the
was-
first Zoids that landed on Toonami.
Yeah,
And
which it was the second in the continuity, though, I believe.
yeah, it's the second in the continuity because I think Chaotic Century comes first, then New Century.
First. Yeah.
Yeah, Chaotic Century takes place in the past.
Boy, I don't think I could watch New Century subbed. I don't think I ever could. Because if I was gonna watch Zoid's New Century, I would have to watch it dubbed because the professor is fucking hilarious sometimes.
Also, there's something about watching older anime dubbed rather than subbed.
Yeah. I mean, well, it was
Like when
done by, what's it called? I think it was Ocean Group, wasn't it? Wasn't it an Ocean Group dub?
Maybe I'll double check it.
Because I know it had Richard Dean Cox and, and other people in it, so usually that was Ocean Group.
Maybe. I'm gonna go with maybe for now until confirmed otherwise.
What were you going to say, Dale?
I don't remember.
Uh,
Actually, when I watched Outlaw Star, I watched it dubbed because I was like,
I
I wanted to watch it in the background while doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And B, because like I remember like as a kid, like you know, I remember these voices. Also, if I hadn't, I wouldn't have found out that Aisha Clan is a member of Parliament.
That is very true.
Or was.
I will say this: there are some shows I do want to go back and watch subbed, just to see what the voices were like and how the characters kind of acted with like the original voices or whatnot. Zoids, I would want to do that with out of sheer curiosity. I think I have more enjoyment with that one if it was dubbed because, like I said, the professor's pretty goofy and a lot of the characters are a little bit more goofier, and I remember having some solid laughs. Outlaw Star I would definitely try to watch subbed at some point in time in my life. Big O, I want to see if they wind up becoming like if it's more serious subbed versus how it was dubbed. Because Big O is pretty serious in and of itself.
It was, yeah, I was gonna say it has to be because that show was too serious. Like,
Yeah, because some jokes get lost in translation.
Yeah.
Very true, yeah.
So I want to see like how those, and I think I'm gonna do that with like a list of the Toonami shows that I remember watching, just to see like, what where the comparison is. Like, was this one more more jokey versus how the dubs were, or was this one more serious versus how the dubs were?
Yeah, it's hard to decide sometimes because like dub or sub can completely change like a character's like personality.
Yeah.
Or it
like-
could completely change the goddamn show.
Well,
Yeah.
A very specific show.
Ghost stories.
So,
Because I was reading the other day about how because I started watching the original Digimon, and
I love that so
oh god,
much.
what's the super nerdy
Fucking
kid?
Izzy?
Blue hair.
Oh, Joe.
No.
Joe.
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 Like Joe's personality completely changes dub versus sub.
I like how you said super nerdy, and my mind goes straight to Izzy.
Yeah,
Same
same
in super.
here.
I meant super like dorky, like the kid who's allergic
Yeah,
to
that's
Awkward
Joe. That's
kid.
Joe. That's 100%.
yeah,
Joe.
because apparently in the sub he's just super cautious, but in the dub he's a coward and allergic to everything and afraid of everything.
That makes sense.
Because
I can see
American nerds will understand and
Because
relate to
America.
him.
That, so another good example of that, would be, and this is going to be an interesting one coming from me, would be Gundam Wing, because if you watch it subbed, Hero doesn't seem as much of an edgelord as he is in the dubs, which is. It's because like there's a lot of things that Hero says in the subs that were like, oh, he is actually not as cold-hearted as he feels like he's being presented or portrayed in the dubbed version. Like he is still like mission focused, yes. But the thing with Hiro Yui in the subs was like he understands the whole entire like we're just 5 like Gundam pilots up against a whole entire army organization. We're not winning this.
In a trench coat?
We are not winning this. But we're still gonna fight this. Which is probably why we get Glory of the Losers. Because the losers are the ones that wound up empowering the people to do what they do. But like you don't get that feeling in the dubs most of the time because it's like Hero kind of felt like a little, or at least this is my opinion, felt like a little edgy or was just like a bit of an asshole.
Little bitch.
I'm gonna kill you. Doesn't kill the chick. Whereas in like I think in the subs he was just like just stay the fuck away from me.
I think the only clip I remember from that is that, or at least someone showed it to me, was like, I think it was Gundam Wing, where like the girl's like asking him out.
Yes, that was Gundam Wing where he
And she
rips
hands-
the envelope without even reading it.
Isn't that what we're talking about? Isn't that what we're
Yeah.
talking about right now?
Oh, yeah.
That thing?
It was-
That scene?
Yeah.
Well, no, that
That's what,
scene still
Like, here's an
happens. Hey, that scene is still an asshole move. Just like how he breaks a saber, a fencing saber, and jabs it in someone's freaking helmet. Yeah, Gundam's pretty
Sounds
good
painful.
for certain things. But yeah, no, like, yeah, there's certain shows like that where it's like, I remember watching these on Toonami. I want to see what these were like subbed. I don't think I'm ever going to
Yeah.
watch Super Defendum Gunner Force, though. I'm still, like, hurt by that.
Speaking of subbed versus dubbed, I do like how like when cartoons from America go to Japan, there is also this debate happens over there,
Really?
too.
That's
Like-
incredible.
Yeah, like I think I sent it to Freddie once.
Possibly.
Where it was King of the Hill in Japan.
Yes.
And people in Japan would watch it, and they said that it's not the same watching King of the Hill in Japanese, and a lot of people prefer to listen to it in American.
That's
Or,
incredible.
Like American like Texan accent because it fits it.
That's
better, they say.
interesting, because,
And
like,
I-
and I don't mean that in terms of, like, because we have that conversation here, but no. Oh, I mean, that's interesting for the fact of, like, it goes to show that when you watch a show in its original form, there's a lot more that people gain from it.
Yeah, because you not only are you the thing is like when you bring stuff over, it's localized, so it's more relatable.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is you're not learning about the world that
Yeah.
way. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if someone likes to watch something dubbed, that's all on them. There are a few shows that I would prefer dubbed over subbed, just because that's what I'm used to.
Mhm.
But I mean, I've seen the entirety of Dragon Ball Super, and I still can't get over Goku's fucking Japanese voice.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because they keep the
But-
same voice actors from like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, which is
yeah.
very
It's a really weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a Japanese thing though. Like you don't change the voice actor unless like they die.
Yeah.
which
Yeah, true.
unfortunately happened recently with Bulma.
With Bulma.
Oh,
yeah.
poor Bulma. Rest in power.
But so we've been talking a lot about because we only have maybe like 10 minutes left. But we've been talking about a lot of like the past stuff. Has anyone watched recently?
I mean, in all honesty, we could probably do a part 2 of this.
we could.
But
I mean, do we?
We could. I mean, we don't have to do it next week, but we can. Like, there's
No,
no
because
doubt in my
I'm
mind.
looking at it, and it's like, because what I like about old Toonami is that it's like, yeah, it's anime, but it's also like, you had Beast Wars, you had
Beast Wars.
Jackie Chan Adventures, you had like
You
all
had
the
Hot
DC
Wheels, Accelerator.
Okay, can we
Yes,
talk
you
about
had
that one
the
for like
DC
2
shows.
seconds? Can we like real quick
I can
talk about that
guarantee
one?
you it won't be 2 seconds, but
Can we
okay.
like talk about that? Like, was that the movie?
No, that's the show.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
No
It
idea.
was like a shitty fucking Hot Wheels like CG TV.
What was
series.
it called?
No,
Hot
don't
Wheels?
worry
What?
about it.
Speed Racers?
Acceleracers.
Acceleracers?
Acceleracers Ignition Hot Wheels.
So, I mean, like ever since it came back on, I've watched it off and on.
Oh no! Okay,
like-
yeah, I gotta talk about this one for like 2 seconds.
All right.
Okay, he remembers.
He remembers now.
So there was a movie called Hot Wheels World Race that did, I think, show up on Toonami. I've watched this movie. There was a second movie that came out about it, and then there was the series because I think it follows the same guy, and it's straight up Hot Wheels. I don't know how this got made. I don't know who was smoking too much, whatever. I don't even know what I could put this under.
They smoked.
Yeah,
all of it.
they hit all of it. Like, it was, first off, it was interesting because that movie was actually kind of good, but like not really. I feel like the guys who worked on like a few of the other like 3D like animated shows did this. I can't remember. Like, I think it was like not Max Payne, but like the fucking Max something or whatever. What? When was the like? How long did the show run? Because I remember just watching it and then it just disappearing.
Well, it did not last long. It only lasted what, a month?
I have no idea.
Really?
I don't even remember this show.
Okay, because that's
No one
why
liked it.
I have
No
no idea what the
one.
fuck
that's
this
why I
is.
don't remember this. Because I remember the movie. So if you said Hot Wheels were a race, I would like, oh, all right, I know what that is. But when you said Accelerate, it's just like, what the fuck? I don't remember this until I saw an image.
It didn't. It didn't do well. It
That's
did not do well.
interesting. I would have. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of would have assumed that like Hot Wheels would have done somewhat well in a TV format.
No. I don't know why you.
Well,
would think
because
it
there's
would.
they literally could have just done anything, and I just assumed that they would get good writers for it.
You
Well,
assume,
that's the thing.
Yeah,
you
that's
assume.
the issue.
but
too
you know what
much.
happens when you assume something.
Yeah, I'm
right?
making an ass out of me and them.
Yes, or
Yeah,
you and me.
sure.
But
I was gonna come up with something way worse, but yeah, okay.
But yeah, no, I was like, so that was one of the things where I was just like, oh, this is so freeform. I don't think they could fuck this up.
But
Yes,
yeah, and
joke's on you. We're gonna do our damnedest to fuck this shit up.
but anyway, yeah, like Freddie was saying, like modern day Toonami, like the reason we're talking about the old stuff is because like I'm saying, it's like you had American shows mixed in too, whereas like you look at the revival and it's just like
everything's anime
except for like
Genlock.
Genlock, whatever that is.
I think it was the
Samurai
Rooster Teeth
Jack.
stuff, if I remember
Yep,
correctly.
it's a Rooster Teeth show. Only had one season so far.
But
Like,
I mean, there's
Beware
only
the
been a few
Batman.
shows that I watched.
Um,
I mean, to
Like
be fair, it's probably
Megalobox
'cause
was really good.
It's because anime sells really fucking.
I still
well.
need to watch
Yeah.
Megalobox.
Yeah.
And I actually might try watching that one.
Megalobox was
I
really
might
good.
try watching that one. Done.
Um,
Can I? You know what? I just remembered actually, like a minute ago, I was waiting for a moment to talk about. Do you guys remember when it was like just before Toonami like quote unquote died, and they were doing that like, oh, the new show's out. It's like they had like the Prince of Tennis, Bobobo, and what was that other show with that guy with a talking weapon?
Mar?
Yeah, Mar. So like those shows came out, and then I would be like, oh, I'll watch it, I'll check them out, and then like the next week happens, and it's like 6 episodes in for all of them.
Jeez.
Do you guys
I don't
remember
remember
that?
I
that.
don't.
That's
So what-
weird because those shows that you mentioned all aired in 2006, whereas like it got canceled in 2008.
So I don't know what was going on, but like Toonami, I don't know if Toonami just didn't know what the fuck they were doing, or they had like everything on automated and they fucked up. But like the shows would like skip around. Like it would start on episode 1, and then it would maybe next week be episode 2, and then it'd be on episode 5, and then like episode 12 would show up, and then I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like
Yeah,
I was
Cartoon Network kind of had a bad
Yeah.
habit of
Yeah, they really do.
not
like I had
showing
no
things
idea
in there.
Sounds like
what was
Fox.
going on.
Yeah,
And
too.
Sounds like Fox.
And then the show would go back to episode 1, and I'm like, okay, maybe it was just like a demo of what the show's about, and it goes back to episode 1, and then it goes to episode 7 again, and I'm like, what the? I'm like, all right, what's going on? Like, why is this happening?
So to answer Freddy's question, at least from what the fuck?
Please, we can't go on
No,
any
no,
more
no, no. I was just
tangents.
reading something. No, so to answer Freddy's question, I haven't, in terms of things that are on the current Toonami, I have watched some of these things. In terms of watching them on Toonami,
on Toonami.
not just yet. I've seen probably a few episodes of IBO. I haven't seen any like of JoJo's on Toonami. I think the only thing is I've probably caught on Toonami to a degree. I fell asleep on this one. I'm mad at myself. I think it was either FLC, Alternative, or Progressive. Don't remember which one.
I didn't like those. I tried watching them.
Let me see. What's the
Oh.
current?
I just
lineup
couldn't
for
get
that?
into them.
I still need to try to watch them. IBO, I did watch.
I watched a little bit of
few
Mob
episodes.
Psycho 100. That was really good.
really?
from what
Is
I
it
Yo,
watched.
good?
Mob
Dub?
Psycho is a great.
I bought it.
It's a great
It's good.
show.
I bought it. And I still need
here's
to
the-
watch the rest of it.
Okay.
Here's a funny story about that. Because that show was created by the one who also created One Punch Man, and when they both came out the same year originally, the first season, and the first season of One Punch Man completely annihilated the competition, but Mob Psycho was still really good. Then season 2 comes around. Mob Psycho 100 is like the best thing to come out that year, and for some reason, One Punch Man is just a big flaming pile of dog
Damn.
shit. Yeah. like season 2 of One Punch Man, I thought it was kind of funny, but also I was very disappointed because I love both of them.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking hyped for One Punch Man season 2 only because of how amazing season 2 of Mob Psycho 100 was. It was fantastic. They had they increased their budget like a
It
ton.
probably sold well then. That's probably the thing. It probably sold really well.
But the whole thing is like One Punch Man did better than that, and they had the like terrible like art direction.
It depends
and,
it depends on a lot of things too, though.
Well, that's the thing. The studio that did the art for One Punch Man did the art for Mob Psycho 100 season 1 for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
However, because Mob Psycho 100 season 2 was coming out first, and it was like as soon as Mob Psycho 100 ended, the next season was going to be One Punch Man, so it was right next to each other.
Okay.
The studio that did it for both of them did it for Mob Psycho, but did not do it for One Punch Man. And I would forgive that, but the problem is that season 2's story is also just terrible because they barely have One Punch Man in it. And I've been hearing that this was going to happen. Like everybody who read the manga apparently was just like, this is going to be a bad season just because there's a ton of build up.
Yeah.
And like the season 2 ends on
at.
on a super cliffhanger. It ends on a cliffhanger.
I think I know where season 2's at then.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like it's like I was so upset with that season. It was just like, you got bits and pieces of kind of what made season 1 great, but nothing really stuck out and nothing felt like it.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Anyway, like that's just my opinion
Yeah.
on it. But you guys should just
Yeah, I need to watch Mob Psycho. I bought it. I watched the first
Yeah.
few episodes in order because I was catching random episodes on Toonami, so I wanted to watch it in order.
Yeah.
But
In summation, watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's
No.
great.
no.
Yes, because that's
There's
what we were
JoJo
talking about this whole
Sundays.
time.
Before we wrap up,
Yeah.
though, I do want to say they do have Uzumaki's gonna be coming out next year, which I haven't read that.
So I heard about this.
I keep getting it confused with
Naruto?
that
Naruto?
anime. No. What's that show about that girl with the fucking shirt that says like my tits are huge
Oh,
or
you're
whatever?
talking about.
Uzashi-chan.
Oh, that's Uzagi-chan.
Yeah.
Wants to hang out. I love that. It's great.
Wait, is she also
No,
Uzumaki-chan?
Uzaki.
No, she's Uzaki. Uzaki.
Oh, I keep getting the two confused.
Which is a play on words for
Yeah.
annoying.
So,
right. Which
Which is accurate, but I still
so
love that show.
yeah, so that's coming out. There's also Fina Pirate
Yeah,
Princess
Blade
coming
Runner,
out,
which I'm curious about.
sounds like it might be up my aisle.
Blade Runner?
And there's a Shenmue.
Yeah, and then Shenmue's a
eventually,
to be announced. I'm
sometime,
looking forward to
whenever.
that.
Yeah,
That I'm looking forward to.
I never played Shenmue, so
I hope there's an entire episode where he's just asking around if anyone knows about people that work at dockside bars or whatever the fucking quote
the
is.
only stuff I know about Shenmue is from that Mega 64 skit. So I hope there's a lot of forklift driving.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I gotta really look into
I want an entire
I've heard
episode,
great things about
an
it.
entire episode of forklift driving, and then just like 15 minutes of him walking around being like, I'm looking for some sailors.
Yeah, I've heard about Shenmue and I've heard about how good it is. I've just never played it. So I'm definitely looking
Yeah,
forward to this
I
anime.
want to pick up the.
because
I heard 3 wasn't good though. So
oh wow, rip. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the
heard it wasn't that
anime
good.
because I know like the closer and closer we get, like once it has like an actual date, I'm definitely going to be doing a deep dive into that one. But Uzumaki,
yeah,
here's my issue. I like sleeping
Mm-hmm.
at night.
That's fair.
sleep when you're dead.
I like okay, but like I like being able to be like not having very weird nightmares. Thanks Junji Ito, because you fucked me up a few times.
Oh yeah, it is illustrated by
Yes.
Junji Ito.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no one will ever
So-
sleep again.
Nope.
Junji Ito on an animated level, I am staying away from that. I am steering clear of this. It could be good, and I think it's going to be good. I personally,
I'm gonna have to look this up because I have no idea about this at
Junji
all.
Ito is a very good like horror writer. There's like a
Yeah.
lot of
No, you guys have
Okay.
told me. I'm just talking about the series.
oh,
I'm
it's one of his
talking
stories.
about. I have
But
not
either
heard
way,
any.
I like being able to sleep soundly at night and not visiting the sunken city of Ryley in my dreams. Because that's what's gonna happen if I.
But-
Oh my
But
god!
Terrell.
As soon, Guys, what the fuck is this shit?
Are you?
I don't
It's
know.
Junji Ito.
I
That's-
literally just typed in Uzumaki Toonami,
Oh.
and it's just the most grotesque
Yep,
images I've
yep,
ever seen.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, I
that's
told
his
you.
art.
I'm
Junji
staying
Ito.
away from that.
I'm
But
looking
Ctarl-
forward to it.
But Terrell, Cthulhu Vatagen.
Fuck out of here with Cthulhu Vatagen. Cthulhu Vatagen, I'll take. Junji Ito, hell no.
But yeah, it sounds interesting. The series tells the story of the citizens of Kurozu-cho, a fictional city which is plagued by a supernatural curse involving spirits.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
It's
But I'm also interested because Junji Ito also has like a pretty funny side to him.
Yeah.
Like in Gyo, there's that short story where it's like one day a family was distressed by the sound of the father screaming, and they went under the house, and he was underneath the support pillar, and he spent the rest of his life there because if they removed the support pillar, it would kill him instantly. And it basically, the short story ends with like, and no one ever found out how he got under there in the first place, though.
that's grim.
It's like 5
Yeah.
pages, and it's just like so weird. No, it's actually really funny because like they still celebrate people's birthdays like under the house with him.
Oh, God.
That's so.
All right. Well, I think we got time to wrap it up. It's about that
shit.
time.
Man, it is that time, ain't it?
That is
Okay.
so wrong. I'm sorry. Just. Oh. I don't fuck with you, Junji.
Anyway.
Well, are you also looking at it? Are you
No,
also
I'm not
looking
gonna
at it?
look at it. It's
'Cause
just that
I'm-
story that Dale just told. Just. Anyway, let's wrap this up because I am just like.
Yeah.
I'm not in a good place. Junji Ito really messes
All
with
right.
me.
So this has been a fun Toonami-filled episode. I have been Freddie. You've been listening to the Internet Nobodies podcast.
I, according to my birth certificate, am still Pete.
I'm Dale, and remember, be a space outlaw, not a space pirate.
Man, I was gonna end it on like another Cowboy Bebop title card, but this Junji Ito shit. I'm over here scarred. I'm Ctarl. I can't even.
He's already spent.
All right, everyone. See you next time.
Will Megas XLR be picked up by another station? Will Pete ever get his robot dinosaur? And how will the Canadian government fare with its new space overlords in power? Find out next time on the podcast.